Hey, it's Psych Up with Brian, and today we're going to talk about how to deal with things that are out of your control and how to stay happy. So there's actually 15 keys to staying happy. Everybody should know all of these keys, and I'm going to go over them today. I want you to write these down, and if you can't keep up, I want you to watch the video over again to make sure that you write this 15 steps to happiness. Each of these will help your mental wellness, each of them individually. Together, they'll make you a much, much happier person and give you a happier life. And one of the items here is don't let things that are out of your control. Don't focus on things that are out of your control. And obviously, there's a lot going on in the country right now that is out of our control. We can do what we can do. Like I say, we do our best and let God do the rest. And don't forget the serenity prayer. What is the serenity prayer? If everybody should have this memorized. Now, it's something that used in a lot of 12-step groups. They say the serenity prayer in 12-step groups because it's helpful. It helps your mental wellness. So what is the serenity prayer? Lord or God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I can't change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay, just 3 sentences, pretty simple, but God grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change. So there's things happening in the world and in our country and in your neighborhood that you can't change. And you can stress yourself out endlessly about these things, or you can accept the things you can't change. Then you have the courage to change the things you can. We all have many, many things. Use things that are outside of your control. Okay, I will give you a great example of this. The Phoenix Suns were 2 games away from winning the title. This was a few years back, and I was very invested in the Suns. They were one of my favorite teams, and they lost, and that was out of my control, wasn't it? So what did I do? I made a big new plan for success, and I called it my fourth quarter plan. I realized I'm in my fourth quarter of life, and so I got to win in the fourth quarter. So I made this big elaborate plan, and I made a lot of changes. So sometimes you can use things that are out of your control as motivation to take action on things you can control. The courage to change the things I can, and of course, the wisdom to know the difference. Now, no matter what happens tomorrow or in the future, even if people around you pass away or you get, a divorce or whatever happens, I want you to do your best to stay happy. Guys, you can't spread happiness or live a happy life if you just can't maintain a happy state of mind. So I'm going to give you 15 steps right now. I know I'm going to run a little long here, but I need to give you these 15 steps to happiness. Ready? Number 1 is smile a lot. Okay? We smile on our Psych Up with Brian episode. Smile a lot. Number 2, keep a positive mental attitude. Okay, just try to not, if you see negative thoughts creeping in, just focus on something positive. Number 3, use trigger affirmations to snap into a happy role. Now, I am working on a program called Psych Ups that's going to really help your mental wellness and peak performance. And I will talk a lot more about trigger affirmations, things that you say to put you in a certain role. So if I want to play the role of focused winner, I'm going to think of a certain affirmation that leads me to that role. Like, I love to win. I'm focused on winning. Okay, that will snap you into the focused winner role. Okay, because if you're thinking about dejected loser role because you're thinking about times you've lost, that doesn't support your mental wellness or your peak performance. So use affirmations to snap you into the right role. You also, number 4 is you use trigger gestures to snap into a happy role. There's nothing like trigger gestures. Smile is the easiest gesture of all. You smile, you're happy. Okay, but again, smile a lot is number 1. Smile a lot. Put your hands up. Put your arms up over your head. Yes, say yes, affirmations. Motion creates emotion. So you come up with trigger gestures that create a happy state. Number 5 is play music that makes you happy. Okay, there's certain songs that just make you happy when you hear them because they trigger certain memories or whatever. They just the beat of it. I have one easy. It's called Low Rider by War. It's one of my favorite songs. Low Rider. When I hear that song, I just really puts a smile on my face. Number 5, recall past happy memories. Music can help with that. Think of something in the past that makes you happy. That would be great. Number 7, visualize future happy times. So I'm a huge believer in visualization. Think about some future happy time that's coming up. You're going to have a grandbaby, or you're getting married, or some big happy time that will put you in a happy state, happy role. Number 8, find and follow happy role models. How many happy role models do you have in your life? Think of your top 3 happy role models. Who do you know that's happy? There's a guy at our pickleball named Mario, and he's my number 1 happy role model. He's happy all the time, even when he loses. Number 9, commit to define goals to create happiness. So what if you don't have any goals and you're just kind of floating through life? You can put a smile on your face, but it won't last, because you have to have something that you're working towards. You have to have a mission in life. You have to be doing something to make your life and other people's lives better. And so that's your goals. So focus on some goals, commit to some goals. Number 10, plan and schedule times to feel happy. Okay, what things make you happy? What activities make you happy? What do you enjoy? What puts a smile on your face? Plan for it, schedule, put times in your schedule for that. And then 11, spend happy times with fun and loving people. So have a nice network of people. Okay, we got 12 is be productive by following your role schedule. Okay, guys, doesn't productivity make you feel happier? Absolutely. If I have a very productive day, at come 5 o'clock, I'm in a good mood. I'm in a happy mood. Productivity makes you happy for sure. Number 13, let go of concerns that are out of your control. And that's what we started with. There's a lot going on in the world that's out of our control. We have to let go of that, because there's nothing you can do about it. If the result doesn't go your way, use that as motivation to change something significant in your life and make your life better. Okay, number 14, place happiness triggers in your environment. Okay, like pictures. See? Now look, here's a picture of me and Lynette. This is a picture that makes me happy. Okay, it's kind of funny. It's I'm just gazing into her eyes, and she's just looking at that ring. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's a picture that makes me happy. Put happiness triggers in your environment. That can be pictures, trophies, souvenirs, little gadgets, trinkets, anything like that. Anything that you look at and it makes you smile. And then number 15, guys, focus on compelling words in your psych ups. Okay, now pretty soon you're going to have all these compelling words to listen to by audio and even watch videos. And these are called psych ups. So psych ups will help you stay happy. So hopefully you wrote down all 15 steps. That's a lot. And we started off, of course, with, just letting go and not focusing on things that are out of your control. Okay, so we have some good comments today. Happy Monday, Noel and Kathy. Love to you too, Lacey. This is a great group we have here. Good morning. Stephen Covey says, if you have a circle of influence, which is inside the circle of concern, he says, focus on the circle of influence. Okay. That's always, doesn't Tony always have a great addition, guys? Happy Monday, Isabel. Great to see you. Don't worry, stay happy. Now there's a song, right? Should everybody have that song on their phone so that you could play it at a moment's notice? Don't worry, stay happy. That's Bobby McFerrin, if you want to look it up. Charles, good to see you. Yes, everybody back on track. Let's have a really good week this week, guys, not get too distracted. Trigger affirmations and trigger gestures have been life-changing since you identify your negative triggers. Yes, identifying. Now, what if you notice a negative trigger? What if you see something in your environment? Every time you see it or think about it, it makes you feel bad. Okay, well, there's 2 choices. You remove the trigger and stop thinking about it and just take it out of your environment. Or if that's impossible, you have to change your response. You have to reprogram in a new response. And so that means thinking about that trigger and then thinking about something else. And I will talk more about that, guys. That's a big component of psych ups, is being able to control your responses to your triggers. Okay, Lacey, you have a seller. Okay, a big deal. Okay, everybody just look at this. R 430, asking 405, O's 350, PITI, Rentometer 26, so $300 a month spread. Nice neighborhood. He moved in 2017. That's a newer home, obviously. Retiring, wants to get an RV. Seller's open to terms. That all sounds good, but they can't walk away with no money. They need a better offer. Well, Lacey, listen, I will talk to you more about this, but let's ask this guy, what would be the minimum amount? The big question here, obviously, guys, is what is the minimum amount down he needs? He's willing to give you 25,000 in free equity. I like that. We could probably turn around and sell this house if the ARV is indeed 430. We could probably turn around and sell it for 449 and only owe 405. So there's a good spread in this. The question is, how much money does he need? And if he needs 20,000 down, then that's where Lacey is asking for what? An equity partner. Somebody who could come up with the money. She's got the deal, but she can't do the deal without the money. So you become equity partners on a good deal. So if this house doesn't need any work at all and it's in great shape, and they can walk and they'd be willing to take maybe 20 grand in cash, how much do you think we can get from our non-refundable option deposit from our lease purchase buyer? Hopefully about 40. Now, Lacey, if you find out that this person will take less than 40, like 20, or start low though. I mean, how much do you really need to walk away with? 5 or 10? Is that what we're talking about? And they'll say, no, I don't, I need more than 5 or 10. I need 20 or 30. And then you say, okay, well, what's the minimum amount? You just work it down and get it as low as you can. If it's 20, that's doable. Now, remember guys, here's a strategy. You can, if you need money in a situation like this, you can actually sign the paperwork with the seller, give yourself a 30-day window to close, and then under number 18 in the agreement, I'm getting heavy into the teaching all of a sudden, but in 18 in your clause 18 in your purchase and sale agreement, you write, seller shall provide buyer access to property for showings prior to closing. Okay, seller shall allow buyer access to property for showings prior to closing. Then you get the house on a lockbox if it's vacant, or if they're in there, you get people and you start showing it. You put it on Zillow and you put it on Craigslist and you get private showings. You start showing it and you try to find somebody with a bunch of money to give to you before you have to close in 30 days with the seller. So that is a strategy. It's a little bit risky because, you know, what if you can't find anybody? But if it's a nice house in a nice area, you probably won't have trouble finding somebody with bad credit who would love to move into a house and has 20 grand down. In this case, I would want to get 40 grand down. We always want to get 10% down, although you never advertise that. You always say, what's the most you can put down? So Lacey, if you can come back and let us know what's the minimum, what's the least, you know, tell them you're working with somebody else who maybe could come up with some money and help you out with this. So, but what's the minimum amount that they, you know, need up front? But if they need that whole spread, if they need the whole for, you know, if they need whatever, they owe 350 and they want 405, if they need the whole 55, that's, you know, it's maybe not a bad deal if you had 55 grand, but again, that makes it more challenging. Okay, so did you guys track all that? Hope so. All right. Okay. All right, I'm a happy role model. Awesome. That's great to hear. So guys, I work on it and I try to stay happy, and I like to give you guys great tips on being happy. So use those 15 tips to stay happy no matter what. And I will be back. Great to see everybody here today. That makes me happy right there. That makes my heart sing to see you guys all chiming in today. So great to see you. Our affirmation for today is I stay happy. Okay, so I stay happy 3 times on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I stay happy. I stay happy. I stay happy. All right. So that there right there is a trigger affirmation that will put you into a happy mood. Okay. Deep breathing is also a trigger gesture. Okay. Let's do our deep breathing. Nice deep breath in. Okay. Good. Hold it a little bit and let it out. Okay. Another deep breath in. Good. And hold it and let it go. And one more time. Oh, that's always good to get physically engaged. Always a big smile. Remember, number 1 way to be happy is smile a lot. All right. All right. Great to see everybody today. Let's have a great week and hopefully say our prayers and everything goes well. And we'll see you guys on Friday. All right. So until then, keep expecting success, getting great training from the Wolf Couple, and take